They started rolling into town early. Masses on a mission. 8,000 bikers converged on Glendale Harley-Davidson on November 12th for the 6th annual Love Ride. With personal donations and pledges from sponsors, the Love Ride raised $555,000 for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Oliver Shoku, the owner of Glendale Harley-Davidson, has made building this run his personal project, and every year it's bigger. Pledge packages from Glendale Harley-Davidson helped raise the bucks. The group's 100-mile ride from Glendale to Malibu was led by Malcolm Forbes along with Willie G. Davidson and Nancy. The arrival at Calamigos Ranch was constant. For 2 hours, I just sat and watched them. The weather was perfect, and so was the entertainment. The Calamigos Ranch seemed to serve easily 8,000 people, a tasty dinner of ribs and all the fixings. The Victor McLaughlin stunt and drill team has got their shit together. The EasyRiders Ranch next door provided extra parking and displayed the Harley-powered dual-engine streamliner.
1204. You got it. All right. What's your name, man?
Over 8,000 people, over $500,000 for MDA. Maybe that's why they call it the Love Ride.
Hill climbing, a sport as grueling both for men and machines as any you'll find. A good demonstration of how the two-wheelers can really take it. And the key to a rugged motorcycle, as we learn here at the Indian Company in Springfield, Massachusetts, is a rugged engine. These pioneers in motorcycling devote a lot of craftsmanship and quality materials to all parts of the vehicle, of course. But their real pride is the 80 cubic inch side valve engine. Power from this biggest motorcycle engine being made today is transmitted to the wheel by an endless chain. The clutch is made up of multiple discs that will run in oil. Now, engine, primary drive case, and transmission are ready to be assembled in the motorcycle frame, where they'll supply the power of 50 horses, enough to push the cycle along at a speed of 100 miles an hour plus. The engine will be anchored to the steel tubing of the frame at 4 points, about as rigidly as it's possible to make it. Anything less, and the rough going a motorcycle is often subjected to would shake it loose. The front wheel brake is installed on the fork. It has fins for cooling. Now they'll put on the handlebars. The first Indian motorcycle was turned out here in Springfield in 1901. Its makers have picked up an awful lot of experience in the half-century since. Now the parts go on rapidly and the vehicle begins to look like a motorcycle. The front wheel. The rod that operates the rear brake is fixed in place, and the motorcycle is complete. Ready for the road test that must prove the machine is everything it should be before being crated for shipment to a buyer who in most cases will make greater demands on it than any vehicle would ordinarily be expected to meet.
In some old dusty attic undisturbed for many years, there lies a tattered banner that is stained with blood and tears, by men who knew that freedom must be fought for by the free, and died to save a ragged flag that says, don't tread on me, don't tread on me. I'm a rattlesnake with diamonds on my back. When other men retreat, that's just the time that I attack, because a dream that's worth defending is a dream that's bound to be a ragged flag that says, don't tread on me. Don't tread on me. Don't tread on me. 200 years of glory and the glory's just begun. We may have lost some battles, but these colors never run. We drew the line at Valley Forge, we held at Bunker Hill. The cannon smoke is lifting, I can see that banner still. Don't tread on me, I'm a mountain lion and courage is my name. I tamed a wild country, but I'm wild just the same. And from that rocky Boston harbor to the California sea, a ragged flag that says, don't tread on me. Don't tread on me. This nation isn't what we've done, it's what we've got to do. Remember that the United States can only start with you. You better be recalling what this country is all about, and rally around that ragged flag and hear the people shout, don't tread on me. I'm a grizzly bear that's not afraid to bite. I don't look for trouble, but when trouble comes I fight, because my daddy taught me freedom has no lifetime guarantee. A ragged flag that says, don't tread on me. Don't tread on me. Don't tread on me. Winds of change are blowing and it's sure to shake this land. We stood all we will take, and now it's time to take a stand. Let's tell the men that make the laws in Washington, D.C., unfurl again that ragged flag that says, don't tread on me, don't tread on me. I'm an eagle who is clawing at the sky. I want that banner waving up where eagles dare to fly, in a blazing in the sunlight so that friend and foe can see. A ragged flag that says, don't tread on me, don't tread on us. We're Americans and we were born to lead. Our skin is every color and our faith is every creed. We are 300 million people, but on one thing we agree. A ragged flag that says, don't tread on me.
What does this lighter and a rice burner have in common? They're both disposable.
Probably my first Harley was 25, 30 years ago, and just bought one and started playing around with it, goofing around with it. And back then, that was choppers and stuff like that were really popular. They didn't have a lot of the things that they have nowadays. Most of the people nowadays seem to be taking soft tails and designing them pretty similar to one another. So I felt, why not take a current, newer, modern type, motor and transmission setup and that type of thing, and design it basically of the old style look. I bought all of these different things to assemble this thing from different people, and with the design that I had in mind all the time, and then I received all the stuff that I had plated and all those other things, and got everything back together, and there it is in a pile, and now it's time to assemble it. And that's when the final thing came to being, is when we sat in the garage for a couple of weeks and started putting it all together. Basically, the cylinder heads are Harley, the transmission is Harley, the inner and outer primer is Harley, the belt drive is Harley. There's just some of the larger size parts like the cases and stuff that aren't Harley, but basically most of the stuff on there is really Harley. The motor is 103-inch, 5-inch stroke. Carburetor is S&S Super. Cases are Delcron. Transmission is a new Harley 5-speed with an Andrews first gear in it that keeps the ratio between first and second a little bit closer, with also a granny tranny kicker added to it, mainly to keep the old style look, but at the same time to have the ability to be able to kick it through if you need to at first in the morning when it's cold. Basically, the paint design, the way that was chosen, is kind of a little bit harder than some of the other things that were done. The reason being is because it's hard to tell a painter what to do, because he has a better eye for stuff like that. So initially, what I told him is that I didn't want the proverbial flames with the different colors mixed in like so many other people do all the time. I wanted something a little bit different, at the same time keeping the bike with the old style look, but something with kind of a new style paint. Probably because of the fact that, to me, I associate riding a motorcycle from way back when, of rumpty-dumpty-dump and bouncing around, the noise and the hard ride, and it just seems to be, that's what I relate to riding a motorcycle to. That's probably what led me to doing that, or having the type of bike that rode that way.
Welcome to the EasyRiders Grand Nationals Motorcycle Rodeo. Get ready for a full weekend of entertainment and fun. The Ventura County Fairgrounds are just a stone's throw away from a sandy Southern California beach. They kept rolling in and roaming around. They ranged from high bars to short pockets. Families and their pets love the $1,000 ride-in bike show and trade show.
Now where's your camera? This feels cool.
Both fashion shows revealed some really hot items. Hey, baby. It is baby, isn't it? This fella could get real irritating.
For real, earring. Have a nice day.
I like seeing ladies riding. Here comes Big Toe, Captain America, and Billy Bikes. It's rodeo time! The yearly contenders come from all around the country, competing for the final points, each wanting their share of the $20,000 in prize money. Bartell's Harley-Davidson sent this sporty riding daredevil for our entertainment. The sled pull, everyone's favorite, is the backbone to the rodeo events. The Wheatie Bite competition was fierce. Tampa Bay Ray in the top hat is the '89 national champ. Second and third places went to Jerry Cable and Gary Friel, two bros from Iowa. It was a grand weekend. See you next year. Whoa, out of control. Oh, shit.
I started out with Garcia Band, hanging out with Steve and partying a little bit, and just kind of from there, and then coming over and helping unload the truck when I was working at the Harley shop. And I used to jump in the truck and help unload it, and a lot of different things. Just one thing led to another. Pretty soon it was they gave me a room next door, an apartment that was empty, and I lived there. I was always around whenever something needed to be done. It was, well, hey, Billy will do it. And I made a few bucks on the side wrenching, so I was taking care of myself. Things were happening. There was another opening that came up, and so I kind of took it temporarily and it worked into something permanent. I'd take care of Billy Kreutzmann's drums, all his equipment, see to his needs, make sure he's got his Band-Aids for his hands or whatever he needs, you know. Make sure he's got something to drink and a towel while he's up there performing, and something breaks, I'm right there to replace it, either with a backup part or just jump right in there and fix it. He plays right around me. It's amazing. Well, on the road is just a lot of pressure because you're moving around all the time. I don't know. It's each its own life. I will never say anything bad about it. It's a good way to make a living. I mean, I've done a lot of jobs, and this has been the most rewarding, where you can look out and see the people and get your instant rewards. Just seeing everybody have a good time. Then I got this old thing I picked up a while back. Actually, I need the original fenders and the tanks. The running gear's pretty much stock, but somebody put 45 tanks on it. It's a 34 Flathead 80. It's a VD series. I don't think there was many of them made. But I'm gonna try and get it back to pretty much original. I have the original seat for it and the pogo stick. I just need to find the tanks, fenders. This is the 83 FXR. It's pretty basically stock. Just little street cam. And then it's got a little over 23,000 on it. I just tore it apart to chrome a few things and do valves and guides. And here I got this old service car I picked up. They don't make them anymore. I thought it'd be fun just to run around on. Good toy. Along with one of the crew guys who bought this one to rob the parts off to restore his other one. So we took all the bumper guards and all that stuff off it. And I just slowly and been rebuilding it, put a distributor in it, rebuilt the starter motor. I need shifter gate, shifter, right hand, left hand throttle. Sure is fun to ride. I started out buying a set of motor cases for a 1950 Panhead, which I still have. A set of motor cases and a couple odds and ends parts for $200. And I gave the guy 50 bucks and started from there, made payments on that, you know. And 3 years later, and $600 out of my own pocket, I had a running Panhead. And then I went to work in San Rafael. Harley, a friend of mine, worked there and asked me to go to work for a while, and I did. And then about 3 years there, and then I met the Dead and working on their bike, and one thing led to another. And now I have a life where I can pursue my hobbies, and I don't have the pressure of having to work on other people's bikes all the time. My office. Come in to meditate in the evenings, listen to the music, relax, look at pictures of my children and my grandson, and kind of put my head where I want it to be. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do or think about what I don't want to think. I've got all the space to do what I want. That's a lot. It means a lot to me in life, just to have the room to do what I want to do, pursue my happiness. In the meantime, reach out for other people and try to help them too. And I don't want to sound like a do-good or anything, but I do. I reach out. I try to help people. I just live a good, clean life, and it pays. If I know it could be this good, when I was younger, I wouldn't have spent all those years fighting the system, fighting myself. You know, I was just so caught up in hatred that I spent my life just kicking ass and getting my ass kicked and having a good time and living the biker life. And, you know, but there's more to it than that. You can live a good life and still have a biker lifestyle. There's a lot to it. Now my aggressions, I take them out here. I still yell a lot, but not bad for a 42-year-old man, huh? I'm like the rest of us. I got fooled thinking I'd be dead or in prison by the time I was 25. Here I am, 42 this year. Neither. I'm actually enjoying life now. And so I got to think of a retirement plan. A little piece of land somewhere, simple life. Live the basics. Ride my bikes until I can't ride anymore.
Hi, the guys here at EasyRiders wanted me to wear something sexy to get your attention. Nothing seemed to work. Would you like to see your home videos or movies in one of these awesome EasyRiders video magazines? Sure you would. Now here's a dandy video from some bros in Indiana. The staff fondly refers to this one as the Oriental Skeet Shoot.
Straight back.
We are willing to pay a minimum of $50 for every 15 seconds used. We're looking for original footage that's fun, humorous, and maybe even a little sexy. For more information, you can get your video guidelines by writing to Rick the Flick in care of EasyRiders Video Magazine, Box 3000, Agora Hills, California, 91301. You can also submit your home video directly to that address. If you'd like your video returned, include $2 to cover mailing charges. So capture those special moments on video, share them with the world, and make money doing it. Ain't America great?
Well, it started out with a friend of mine. He had the frame, and the frame was all tricked out for a stroker motor. And I always wanted like a stroker bike, a fast bike. And he had spent a lot of time, you know, doing little knick-knack things, beefing the frame up and everything, you know. And then I added my little things to it, and I just went with that, you know, because of, you know, the big motor and all that. And I just added the Sportster tank because I always liked the look of that Sportster tank on there. And I just went from there, you know, with the tubing and the frame for the wiring and, you know, little trick things you can do to it, you know, to make it a little different. A friend of mine that works at GM with me, he does painting on cars. And the last bike he painted of mine was his first bike he ever painted. And he paints out in his backyard on a picnic bench, you know, tank sitting there wobbling on the picnic bench, and he's spraying it. You know, he knows, he goes by the sun and, you know, and the wind, and, you know, he's just a real good artist in what he does. The rear fender is just it's an older style Harley fender with a bead welded around the edge of it. Taillight's off a Model A Ford, and it's been converted to 12 volt. The rake is a 3/4 inch rake with a 10 over wide light on it. Sissy bar was handmade, and it was made to hold the Model A tail light, and the license plate was all like handmade. You know, it was made to last. Motor's all S&S, you know, inside, the best you can get. It's a pan shovel. It's got a 64 lower end with a 69 top end. And I got the 495 Andrews cam in it. Just beefed up just about every place you can get it. The heads are all ported and polished. I run the 44 millimeter Kuni on there, top end and low end. It's real fast. It's a real fast bike. I haven't been beat on it yet. I had my first bike when I was 18 years old, right out of high school. And it was a chopper, kind of like the one you see now. And it had like a 12 over front end on it. And back in '69, people didn't see bikes like that much. It was like, holy, man, look at this thing coming down the street. And I just liked it because it was cool, it was a cool looking bike. Had the big fishtail pipes that used to shoot like 5 feet of fire out of them. And ever since then, I've always liked that gangster look.
The 4th annual Tijuana Toy Run left South Coast Harley-Davidson Sunday morning, December 17th. Our destination was the orphans of Tijuana. We had a truckload of toys, food, and clothing that needed delivered. The Los Solo Angels is the Tijuana motorcycle club that organized this event. They're a tight club with loyal members that are highly respected across the border. Back in the Depression days, some daring young men would successfully perform dangerous stunts, opening their lives to success, glory, and riches. Oh well, so much for plan A. Back to the drawing board, brother.
Keep your eyes on the road, you have to pound the wheel. Keep your eyes on the road, you have to pound the wheel. Yeah, we're going to the roadhouse, gonna have a good time. Give up your vows. Give up your vows. Save our city. Save our city. Right now. And I woke up this morning, I got myself a beer.
Start with this bike. I wanted to get myself a highway cruiser, and the FX RTs are so popular around here, so I bought myself a high patrol bike used and started modifying a little bit for my own comfort. Lowered the fairing and lengthened the fenders and making a nice highway machine. And I started riding it, and the people started teasing me. It looked like Batman's bike. So just for fun, I went a little bit more and made some saddlebags and put insignia on it and some sewing in the seat. started calling it Bat Nest, and it's kind of caught on. It's been a lot of fun. It's a 1987 FXRP. We lengthened the fenders. I took some of our fiberglass fenders and lengthened them 6 inches. Lowered the back with a Coney 11-inch shocks. Put a mid-glide kit, which widens the front end, and 2 under fork tubes. The motor is stock except for the chrome on the outside and a crane cam. The transmission, it's the standard 5-speed. It has wide 18-inch alloy wheels front and back with the Metzler tires. I also raked the neck. We put 3/4 of an inch. Probably the rear fender is the longest one you're going to see. We going to make it way down to the ground. Actually, back into a curb, you'll hit the fender first now. We made some real neat leather saddlebags. It's always being talked about. They're oversized and they kind of the tops look like bat wings. The seat has some sewing in it, resembles a bat, and the handlebars and mirrors and some of the trick little machine parts are all stuff that we actually manufacture and sell over the counter. Kind of a unique little kickstand setup. When you get the bike low, that's the first thing that drags, so we've kind of made a new deal for the 5 speeds that bolt back onto where the swing arm bolts. I have a little machined, we call it a alternator saver. It keeps the plug in from popping out. The paint job itself, I did the painting on it as far as the preparation and the black, and the fellow down the street, a friend of mine, Ron Morelli, did the graphics. It is definitely a very nice bike to ride. It's like driving a Cadillac. It's got the rubber-mounted motor, the rubber-mounted running boards, rubber-mounted handlebars, a nice slope seating position, big soft Metzler tires. Just boy, you can just sit on it all day.
In Michigan, when the snow was deep and the lakes were thick, we arrived at the National Amateur Ice Racing Championship. It was at Albright Shores on January 27th and 28th.
At Congress for 1990, a lot of people came a long way and didn't know about it. Got your trucks run out of road. We don't have light
Wait a minute. Hold on there. Before you rewind this tape for another viewing and